The 4-week-old lockdown of Lagos, Ogun and Abuja will continue for the next 1 week, President Buhari has said. Speaking during a nationwide broadcast on Monday night, April 27, Buhari said the lockdown will be lifted in phases with effect from Monday, May 4, 2020, but with strict conditions to be enforced. The president said that in the past 2 weeks, the federal and state governments have jointly and collaboratively worked hard on how to balance the need to protect health while also preserving livelihoods, leveraging global best practice while keeping in mind our peculiar circumstances. Continuing, he said, and I quote, "We looked at how our factories, markets, traders, and transporters can continue to function while at the same time adhering to the NCDC guidelines on hygiene and social distancing. We assessed how our children can continue to learn without compromising their health. We reviewed how our farmers can safely plant and harvest in this rainy season to ensure our food security is not compromised. Furthermore, we also discussed how to safely transport food items from rural production areas to industrial processing zones and ultimately to the key consumption centers. Our goal was to develop implementable policies that will ensure our economy continues to function while still maintaining our aggressive response to the COVID-19 pandemic. These same difficult decisions are being faced by leaders around the world. Based on the above, and in line with the recommendations of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, the various federal government committees that have reviewed socio-economic matters, and the Nigerian Governors Forum, I have approved for a phased and gradual easing of lockdown measures in FCT, Lagos, and Ogun states, effective Monday, 4th May 2020 at 9 a.m. However, this will be followed strictly with aggressive reinforcement of testing and contact tracing measures, while allowing the restoration of some economic and business activities in certain sectors. The highlights of the new nationwide measures are as follows. A. Selected businesses and offices can open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. B. There will be an overnight curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. This means all movements will be prohibited during this period except essential services. C. There will be a ban on non-essential interstate passenger travels until further notice. D. There will be partial and controlled interstate movement of goods and services will be allowed for the movement of goods and services from producers to consumers. And E. We will strictly ensure the mandatory use of face masks or coverings in public, in addition to maintaining physical distancing and personal hygiene. Furthermore, the restrictions on social and religious gatherings shall remain in place. State governments, corporate organizations, and philanthropists are encouraged to support the production of cloth masks for citizens. For the avoidance of doubt, the lockdown in the FCT, Lagos, and Ogun states shall remain in place until these new ones come into effect on Monday, 4th May 2020 at 9 a.m. The Presidential Task Force shall provide sector-specific details and timing guidelines to allow for preparations by governments, businesses, and institutions. The above are guidelines. State governors may choose to amend, adapt, and expand based on their unique circumstances, provided they maintain an alignment with the guidelines issued above on public health and hygiene. On Kano, President Buhari said, these revised guidelines do not apply to Kano State. The total lockdown recently announced by the state government shall remain enforced for the full duration. The federal government shall deploy all the necessary human, material, and technical resources to support the state in controlling and containing the pandemic. From Lagos, this is Tina Timothy reporting for News Express Nigeria Television.